Welcome to Rock Your Fashion. Have you ever noticed that two women can wear almost the same blouse, yet one looks effortlessly elegant while the other doesn't? It isn't the price, it isn't the brand, and it certainly isn't her age. The difference is in a handful of tiny details your eyes notice without you ever realizing it. Today, I want to show you why some blouses always look elegant and others never do. 9 tiny details hiding in plain sight. Let's get started. Number 1. The fabric your eyes notice first. Imagine I placed two white blouses side by side. Same colour, similar cut. Yet chances are you'd point to one and instantly say, that one looks more elegant. Why? Most women think it's the design. But the first thing your eye actually notices is the fabric. Before you've looked at the neckline, before you've noticed the buttons, your brain has already picked up how the fabric catches the light and moves. Beautiful fabrics have depth. They drape softly, skim the body instead of clinging to it, and move gracefully as you walk. They create a quiet sense of quality without demanding attention. On the other hand, fabrics that are overly shiny, stiff, or paper-thin tend to flatten the look. They can cling where you don't want them to, wrinkle awkwardly, or reflect light in a way that makes even a well-cut blouse feel less refined. Here's the secret. Don't judge a blouse while it's hanging on the rack. Pick it up. Let it fall through your hands. Watch how it moves. Because elegance isn't just something you see, it's something the fabric does. Number 2. Why the collar changes everything. Now let's look at something most women barely notice. The collar. Think of it as the frame around a beautiful painting. Did your eye notice the collar first? Or did it go straight to the colour? Most women are surprised by the answer. You could have the most luxurious blouse in the world, but if the collar doesn't frame your face well, the whole blouse can feel slightly off. A soft, open collar naturally draws the eye upward towards your face. It creates space around the neck, feels relaxed, and gives the blouse an effortless elegance. On the other hand, a collar that's too floppy, too oversized, or doesn't hold its shape can make the blouse look untidy, even when it's brand new. The same is true of collars that sit too high or feel overly fussy. Instead of drawing attention to you, they compete with your face. Here's a simple trick the next time you're shopping. After the fabric, look at the area around the neckline. Ask yourself one question. Does this collar frame the face or distract from it? Once you start looking there first, you'll be amazed how quickly you can spot the blouses that look polished and the ones that never quite do. Number 3. The shoulder line nobody thinks about. Picture this. You spot a beautiful blouse on the hanger. The colour is perfect, the fabric looks gorgeous, but the moment you put it on, something just feels a little off. The shoulder line is often the reason. This is one of those details almost nobody notices consciously, but your brain notices it instantly. Our eyes naturally look for structure, and the shoulders are where that structure begins. When the shoulder seam sits where your shoulder actually ends, the blouse instantly looks more intentional. It creates clean lines, gives the garment shape, and makes the whole outfit feel polished. But when the seam drops too far down the arm, something changes. The blouse can start to look oversized rather than effortlessly relaxed. Instead of the blouse following your shape, it begins to hide it. Now, that doesn't mean every dropped shoulder is wrong. Soft knits and relaxed linen blouses often use them beautifully. The key is balance. If the shoulders are relaxed, the rest of the blouse still needs some definition, so the overall silhouette doesn't disappear. Here's a little trick next time you're in the fitting room. Before you look in the mirror, glance at where the shoulder seam sits. It's a tiny detail, but it's often the difference between looking elegantly dressed and looking like you're borrowing someone else's blouse. If you're enjoying learning how to recognize elegant style, subscribe to Rock Your Fashion, and let's keep training your eye together. Now, let's look at the next detail. Number 4. The sleeve that elevates, or cheapens. Now let's look at the sleeves because they're doing far more than simply covering your arms. They influence the entire balance of a blouse. Think about it. As you move, reach for your handbag, or wave to a friend, your sleeves are constantly in motion. They're one of the most noticeable parts of the garment. Beautiful sleeves have a sense of purpose. They skim the arm, move naturally, and feel balanced with the rest of the blouse. They don't overwhelm your frame or compete with the design. Sometimes, though, fashion goes a little too far. Oversized ruffles, excessive volume, dramatic gathers, or bulky cuffs can draw all the attention to the sleeves instead of to you. Before long, the blouse becomes the star of the outfit, and you disappear behind it. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy a statement sleeve. You absolutely can. The secret is balance. If the sleeves are the feature, let the rest of the blouse stay clean and understated. Next time you try on a blouse, don't just stand still in front of the mirror. Move your arms. Reach forward. Walk a few steps. Because an elegant sleeve doesn't just look beautiful, it moves beautifully too. Number 5. The length that makes or breaks proportion. This next detail can make exactly the same blouse look effortlessly elegant or completely unbalanced. And the surprising part is the blouse hasn't changed, only where it finishes. Our eyes naturally divide the body into proportions. So when a blouse ends at the widest part of the hips or falls too low over the thighs, it can make your legs appear shorter and your whole silhouette feel heavier. On the other hand, a blouse that finishes around the hip bone or can be gently tucked at the front creates a much more balanced shape. It gives the impression of longer legs, a more defined waist, and an outfit that feels intentional rather than accidental. This doesn't mean every blouse needs to be short or tucked in. Long-line blouses can look incredibly elegant too. The difference is that they're designed with shape, movement, and proportion in mind, rather than simply adding extra length. Here's a simple test the next time you try on a blouse. Instead of asking, "Do I like this blouse?" ask, "Where does my eye stop?" If the answer is at an awkward point on your body, chances are that's exactly why the outfit doesn't feel quite right. Number 6. The small details. That signal quality. If I covered the labels, would your eye still pick the better blouse? Most women think they couldn't. But once you know what to look for, you'd be surprised how quickly you can spot quality. The answer is often in the little details. Your eyes notice them, even if you don't realize it. Take the buttons, for example. Buttons that feel substantial, are well matched to the fabric, and are neatly spaced instantly make a blouse look more refined. Cheap-looking plastic buttons, on the other hand, can make even a beautiful blouse feel less polished. The same goes for the stitching. Straight, neat seams and clean finishing give the impression of quality, while puckered seams or loose threads quietly do the opposite. Then there are the cuffs, the placket, and the way the fabric joins together. None of these details shout for attention on their own, but together they create the overall impression of care and craftsmanship. Here's a little challenge the next time you're shopping. Before you look at the price tag, spend 10 seconds looking closely at the finishing. Because elegance is rarely about one dramatic feature. More often, it's the result of lots of small details done exceptionally well. Number 7. Why drape matters more than price. This might be the biggest myth in fashion. An expensive blouse doesn't automatically look elegant, and an affordable blouse doesn't automatically look cheap. One of the biggest differences is how it drapes. Drape is simply the way a fabric falls over your body. The moment you put a blouse on, the fabric either works with your shape or against it. A beautiful drape gently skims the body. It follows your silhouette without clinging, pulling, or standing away awkwardly. As you move, the blouse moves with you, creating a look that feels effortless and refined. Poor drape does the opposite. Fabric that's too stiff can look boxy, while fabric that's too clingy can highlight every crease and pull. Neither creates that easy elegance we're looking for. Here's a little trick the next time you're in the fitting room. Don't just stand in front of the mirror. Turn sideways. Sit down. Lift your arms. Walk a few steps. Because a blouse isn't meant to be admired standing perfectly still. It's designed to be lived in. And the most elegant blouses are the ones that still look beautiful every time you move. Number 8. The colours that bring your face to life. Here's where your mirror tells the truth. When we're shopping, we're often drawn to the colour we love. But the most elegant blouse isn't always the one with the prettiest colour on the hanger. It's the one that makes you look your best. Here's why. A blouse sits right next to your face, so its colour reflects onto your skin. The right shade can make your complexion look brighter, your eyes appear more vibrant, and your whole face look fresh and full of life. The wrong shade can do exactly the opposite. It can make the skin look dull, emphasize shadows, or simply leave you looking a little tired, even after a good night's sleep. That doesn't mean you have to give up your favourite colours. It simply means paying attention to the shades that flatter you most. A softer navy might be more beautiful than a harsh black. A warm ivory may be kinder than a bright white. Sometimes it's the smallest shift that makes the biggest difference. The next time you try on a blouse, don't look at the blouse first. Look at your face. Because the blouse's job isn't to be the star of the outfit. Its job is to help you shine. Number 9. The secret of effortless elegance. After everything we've covered today, let me ask you one question. How many of these details did you actually notice before today? Probably not many. And that's exactly why elegant style can seem so effortless. It's not about seeing more, it's about knowing what to look for. So now when you look at a blouse, what is your eye noticing first? Chances are it's no longer the colour or the price. It's the fabric, the proportions, the drape, the finishing, and the balance. And here's the interesting part. None of these details, on their own, make a blouse elegant. It's how they work together. The most elegant blouses are rarely the ones trying to impress you with oversized bows, sparkling embellishments, dramatic ruffles, or endless decorative details. Instead, they have a quiet confidence, a beautiful fabric, a flattering neckline, well-balanced proportions, thoughtful finishing. Nothing feels out of place because every detail has a purpose. That's why truly elegant women often look so effortlessly chic. It isn't because they own more clothes or spend more money. They've simply learned to recognize quality, balance, and simplicity. And here's the wonderful news. Now you're beginning to see it too. The next time you walk into a shop, I don't want you to ask, is this blouse fashionable? Instead, ask yourself these questions. Does the fabric move beautifully? Does the collar frame my face? Do the proportions feel balanced? Does the blouse let me shine? Or is it trying to steal the show? Because once you start looking at blouses this way, you'll never shop the same way again. And that's the secret. Elegant women don't necessarily buy better blouses. They simply know what to look for. They've simply trained their eyes to recognize them. Now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments, which of these 9 details will you notice first the next time you go shopping? If you enjoyed this new way of looking at fashion, I'd love to have you here. Subscribe to Rock Your Fashion, and let's keep training your eye together. Until then, stay confident, stay chic. And remember, style isn't an age, it's a mindset.